Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in for this webinar on the 360 view for families on the go. My name is Brian Wall. I'm a trainer with JMC. I've been with JMC for about 2 years now. Prior to that, I spent 34 years in public education, 10 years as a high school math teacher, and then the last 24 years as a high school and middle school principal. I retired a couple of years ago and got to go to work for JMC. I am joined today by Amy Bemis. Amy, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Amy Bemis, also Amy Wall. I have been with JMC going on 2 years, coming up here now. Before that, I was a high school guidance counselor, also an elementary teacher. I am part of the client services specialist team here, one of the co-leads, also a trainer. And I really enjoy working for JMC. Great product.
All right, let's get started.
Do you feel like there's a disconnect between home and school? The JMC Family Portal bridges the gap by providing families with the complete picture of student progress and activities. Even better, they can use the JMC Family app to follow along on the go. Tour JMC from the family's perspective. You'll see how easy we make checking meal balances, scheduling absences, reviewing grades, and more, all in real time. We will also walk you through personalizing your JMC family greeting to ensure families don't miss a key announcement. Customizing your district login message. Set the tone for communicating with your families by using the district login message to greet families with a custom message when they log into the JMC Family Portal. Display clear instructions for online registration, reminders about school events and closures, and important end-of-year announcements right as families log into the JMC Family Portal. Include links to key resources like free and reduced meals forms, extracurricular details, and school board minutes to keep families informed and connected with everything happening at your school.
So, getting started on your custom message, log into JMC Office at the district level and head to JMC Family District Login Message to update the message displayed in JMC Family. Step 1. Enter a message in the text box to display on the JMC Family homepage, greeting families as they log into the JMC Family portal. Helpful tip, add a little pizzazz to your message using the formatting tools. Customize the font, weight, size. The sky's the limit. Even insert a link by using the globe icon. Step 2, click the Save button to make your message viewable to families. Fun fact, the district login message is tied to the school year selected in JMC, so consider adding year-specific instructions to guide families, like reminding them to select the upcoming school year from the login drop-down once the current year ends. For example, the school year has ended. Please select the upcoming year from the login drop-down to view current info in JMC Family. Now we'll take a live look at personalizing that JMC Family Portal message. We're going to go right to JMC Family and to the district login message. Again, this needs to be done at the district level. If you happen to be in a building level like I am, you will be prompted to move to the district level. And there you'll see we've already got a message entered in here, but this is a fully editable text box, so you can go ahead and make changes to that as you like. Get the message the way you would like it to be, and then make sure to save any changes that you have made to your message to move forward on to the next step. Anything you'd like to add there, Amy?
I wanted to go back to where you said about how you can, add a little pizzazz to your message. We know that sometimes parents don't read all the words, so it's always a nice idea to make things stand out. I like this colorful message. It catches my eye. I like the tools that JMC provides you so that you can really make some things pop and just really get a message out there that you think parents will pay attention to.
Great suggestions.
All right, so now we're going to talk about setting up the JMC Family and JMC Student portals. The JMC Family Access and Student Access tabs On the online settings page, help your building share important information through the JMC family and student portals. With just a few check marks, you can grant access to details like attendance, grades, lunch balances, and bus schedules by term or for the entire year. Plus, the Family Access tab allows you to set up scheduled alerts, keeping families up to date on grades, attendance, and late or missing work.
So jumping into managing the online settings for JMC Family and JMC Student. Log into JMC Office. Now we're at the building level. Go to File, Online Settings, and click the Family Access or Student Access tab to manage portal access. Step 1. On the Family Access tab, place a check mark in the Allow Family and Student Access to Schedule Information checkbox to allow families and students to view scheduling information.
A helpful tip: if your district hasn't finalized student schedules yet, remove the check mark from the Allow Family and Student Access to Schedule Information checkbox to avoid confusion and unnecessary calls to the office. We ran into this with a school that's K-12, so it's something to think about when you're setting these things up. If you allow schedule information for your high school students, then your elementary families are also going to be seeing some information that the elementary principal might not be ready for them to see yet. So just kind of have some conversations before you make any of these decisions in terms of what families and students have access to. I could have saved that for later, but it's relevant right here, so.
I agree. Step 2, which is optional, on the Family Access tab, select a term from the Schedule Term Display drop-down list to allow families and students to view scheduling information and progress reports for a specific term. Step 3, on the Family Access tab, select a term from the Term drop-down list to allow families and students to view report cards for a specific term. Step 4, on either the Family Access or the Student Access tabs, place a check mark in the following checkboxes to grant access to these modules in their respective portals. Attendance, track student absences and tardies for the school year, along with the reason for the absence or tardy. Lunch, make deposits into family accounts when online payments are enabled, and view a transaction record of breakfast and lunch purchases. Fees, on the Family Access only, pay tuition and fees online when online payments are enabled, and keep track of fees owed and payments made. Report card, access and print report cards with final grades, term type, GPAs, graduation credits, absences, tardies, honor roll results, and class rank. Progress reports, track assignment scores and grades in real time as they are published by teachers to view the most current grading information. Lesson plans, view teacher lesson plans to keep up to date with what is going on in the classroom on a day-to-day basis. Discipline, also in the Family Access only, view detailed behavioral interactions submitted by the office by staff members regarding student behavior incidents. Bus information, view student bus number, bus driver's name, pickup time, and drop-off time, as well as alternate route information. Credit check detail, keep tabs on student graduation credits to make sure they are on track to graduate on time. Test scores, view results of test scores such as the ACT, SAT, FAST, ISASP, or other state or federal standardized tests. Transcripts, print unofficial transcripts that can also be used as a second form of identification for a student. Standards and benchmarks report card, view standards-based report card results if your school reports student progress towards standards.
Fun fact, the Family Access tab provides the additional option of displaying term, year, and or cumulative GPAs, honor roll status, and class rank on report cards in JMC Family and JMC Student. Helpful tip, on the Family Access tab, select the current term from the Progress Report Term Display drop-down list to enable progress report access for a specific term, or choose all year to display all progress reports in JMC Family and JMC Student.
Step 5. Click the Save button to update your family access or student access settings. Managing grading, attendance, and missing or late score alerts. In addition to managing portal access, head to the Family Alerts box on the Family Access tab to manage grading, attendance, and missing or late score alert settings. Step 1. Enter an email address in the Reply to Email address field in the Family Alerts box to receive replies to auto-generated grade and missing score email alerts.
A helpful tip when doing this, place a check mark in the Use Teacher Email Addresses for Grade Alerts checkbox to override the Reply to Email address and allow families to reply directly to the teacher when they receive a grade alert. So instead of contacting that general email, it's usually the office, so instead of contacting that person, placing this check mark allows the families to go directly to the teacher. So that's a lot better way to talk about grades, is going directly to the person who's giving the grade. So
Step 2. Enter the date families can start receiving grade alerts in the Last Grade Check Date field, or simply click the calendar icon to provide access to grade alerts. Step 3. Enter the date families can start receiving attendance alerts in the Last Attendance Check Date field, or simply click the calendar icon to provide access to attendance alerts. Step 4. Enter the date families can start receiving missing score alerts in the Last Missing Scores Check Date field, or simply click the calendar icon to provide access to missing score alerts. Step 5. Enter the date families can start receiving late score alerts in the Last Late Scores Check Date field, or simply click the calendar icon to provide access to late score alerts. And helpful tip, place a check mark in the Limit Grade /Missing/Late Score Alerts once per day checkbox to prevent families from receiving multiple alerts on the same day, something I think your families will appreciate. Step 6. Enter a number of minutes in the Attendance Alert Delays in Minutes field to delay the sending of an absence alert by a few minutes to allow time for office professionals to correct errors in attendance reporting. Helpful tip, delaying a message by the length of a class period gives office professionals time to make corrections to errors in attendance reporting before alerting families. Step 7, click the Save button to update family alert settings. All right, we'll slide into a live look at the JMC Family and JMC Student portal settings. Now we're going to go up under File and go down to Online Settings. This report should be done at the building level, so I'm going to drop down to the building level. And now I have a number of tabs to pick from here. I'm showing the Family Access tab. There's a lot of overlap between the Family Access tab and the Student Access tab, but obviously, as you can tell, the Family Access tab has quite a bit more options and check boxes available. We're going to focus mainly on the Family Access tab, but you can see some of these things are going to be reflected on the Student Access tab as well. So as we look at all of this information that can be displayed, you're going to want to think carefully about which modules and what information you're entering into JMC. If you're not using a particular module or you're not requiring certain information to be put into JMC, you don't want to share that information with your families and the students. They'll expect to see something in there and it'll generate some questions to the office. So give some thought to that. This first checkbox, allow family and student access to schedule information, that's the one Amy was talking about. Be careful when you turn that on, not only from the standpoint of when that information will become available, and guidance counselors often have strong opinions on when they want that information to go out to students, but also the point that Amy made, if you are a single database building, whatever you do, you're doing for all the grades in your building. Choose the term that you want to display, And I don't need to repeat all these. The slides do a nice job of going through them, but all of these are options for what you're going to have available for your families to view. And again, give some thought as to whether you want that out there all the time or whether you want to come in here from time to time, turn things on, turn things off. Lesson plans were one that I thought about as a principal. We didn't require our teachers to put their lesson plans into JMC, so we never wanted to have the lesson plan feature turned on because obviously there was nothing there for parents to view. But then you can see all the other availability here of information that can be shared. Again, much of this same information can be shared with students on the Student Access tab as well. Going back to the Family Access tab, the bottom portion of this page is where we can set up our alert configurations. The reply to email address, this is the email or emails, you can put in more than one separated by commas, that are going to get the replies for the alerts that go out. And Amy recommended checking this use teacher email addresses for grade alerts. That will send those grade alert responses right back to the teacher, which is, as Amy indicated, the best source of information on that, on why the student has those grades. All of these date, last grade check date, last attendance check date, late and missing scores check date, last late scores check date. A little bit confusing, perhaps. I'd refer you back to the slides. These are the dates when families can begin checking these things, right? These are the dates that families can begin checking these things. So as you start a school year, you might want to put a date that is a few weeks or even a month into the school year before they're able to start looking at this information, just to allow time for some grade data to accumulate, even some attendance data to accumulate. And then we do think it's a good idea to limit grade and all these alerts to once per day, rather than having all of these emails going out for each of these different options within there. And then the box here, attendance alert delay, this is where you can put in minutes, how long do you want to wait each morning before your attendance alerts go out. Anything else you think we should talk about here, Amy?
No, just a couple, briefly hitting that attendance alert. I know that's a good idea, that time suggestion, because it takes a while in the morning. Sometimes you have the teachers that don't get their attendance done as quickly as they should, or they do it right away. Somebody comes in late, they don't let the office know that they're there. So that attendance alert delay just gives the office a little time to figure things out. And you mentioned that in the slides, but it does take some time sometimes, especially if it's crazy in the office. So just making sure that you put that delay, that's gonna keep that secretary in the office from getting some angry or questioning phone calls. So always a good idea. Also, if you don't set some of these right away, you can change these settings at any time. So some schools don't start off giving all of these things. They maybe just wait a little bit, let the year get going, and then they change their settings. I've heard of that. So you can change these at any time.
And like going into the second term or second quarter of a year, you might come back and revisit these dates on when they'll be able to begin seeing late scores and checking on grades, that sort of thing.
All right, so next we're going to talk about setting up the JMC Family app. Make every family's experience with your school feel personal and connected with the JMC Family mobile app. Customize what families see first when they log in, whether it's important updates, helpful links, or a welcoming photo of your school. Easily upload images, maps, and custom links for each building in your district, ensuring every interaction feels intentional and accessible.
So begin customizing your building's information by logging into JMC Office and going to JMC Family App Settings. Step 1, select the appropriate option from the grading terms available to families drop-down list and place a check mark in the appropriate term check box or boxes for the term or terms you want families to access course grades for. Step 2, Place a check mark in the Use Period Attendance Hotline checkbox to allow families to inform the school of an upcoming absence directly from the app, eliminating the need to call the school. Fun fact, if you're worried about a kiddo marking themselves absent in their parent's phone, we've got that covered. When a student has been marked absent via the hotline, JMC will email a notification to the primary contact. Step 3, click the appropriate Change File link in the Uploads section. Then select to browse your computer for an image of your school map, and/or bell schedule to display in the Family app. Helpful tip, use a JPEG or PNG image under 2 megabytes to support fast loading, smooth display, and optimal performance in the JMC Family app. Step 4, enter the appropriate information in the building info fields to add your school's address, website, and contact information. Step 5, enter descriptions and full URLs in the Quick Links section to give families easy access to frequently used school websites. Make sure to include the complete web address like www or http:// so each link opens correctly. Step 6, click the Update button to save your changes to the Uploads, Building Info, and Quick Links sections. Step 7, select a radio button in the school calendar box to add a calendar to your JMC Family app. Select the URL if you have a link to a web-based calendar like Google or RSchool, or simply click Upload if you have a static image of your school calendar, such as a PDF or screenshot. Step 8, click the Update button to save your calendar settings. Step 9, click the Add Menu button to add a new meal menu. Step 10, select breakfast or lunch from the Type drop-down list, then enter a menu name and its corresponding URL in the appropriate fields to display the correct menu in the JMC Family app. Step 11, click the Save button to include your meal menu in the Family app, or click Cancel to discard changes. We'll take a quick look then at configuring those Family app settings. So again, we're under JMC Family, and we're going down to the Family app settings. While we're on this page, I am going to point out the fact that your mobile PIN will be displayed on this page. That's a number your parents are going to need the first time they log into the Family app on their phone. So that's a number that you're going to want to have handy to share with parents as they begin to use your Family app. Here's where we can select the grading terms that we want to have available to families. If you want to go by semesters or quarters, trimesters, however your school year is laid out, and whether you want to have just the current semester or term showing, or whether you just want to make the whole year available at one time. Here's the period attendance hotline if you want to allow parents to report absences directly from the app. Again, if you do check that box and a parent utilizes that feature, they will get an email to confirm that absence. There's a number of upload features here. You can, if you have a school photo, a school map, or a school bell schedule, all of those documents can be uploaded to be displayed on your app. You'll simply click on the Change File and then navigate to your computer to choose the image that you wish to upload. Once you've done that, you'll see a file listed here indicating that you've selected one now. Your building info includes your address, all the parts of that, phone number if you wish to share that, a fax number, your school website, there's a place for that as well, and then quick links. And these are quick links that you would want to share with your parents. You get to choose which ones those are going to be. Just be sure to include an accurate and complete URL in each of those, and then update after you have all the addresses in. Here's the place for your school calendar. Again, if it's a URL, something like a Google Calendar or RSchool, then you're going to simply put the URL of that calendar in there and update. Or if you maybe have a screenshot or a PDF, you're going to upload a file, much like you did up above here for these other options. And then finally, the ability to add menus. Click and add a menu, choose whether it's lunch or breakfast, give it a name, and then the URL that you want to direct people to on the family app in order to access those menus. Anything else you'd like to add here, Amy?
I don't think so. I think you've covered that all. There's a lot of good information you can put here on that family app. So it's just kind of a matter of making decisions as to what you want on there.
Yeah.
All right, and the last thing we're going to talk about today is gaining access to JMC Family. Resetting or changing your JMC Family password is a straightforward process that can be initiated directly from the login page in the Family Portal. This user-friendly feature empowers you to manage your own password and access to the portal, eliminating the need to rely on school office professionals for assistance. Whether it's your first login or you need to regain access, you have control over resetting or changing your JMC Family password. So this is going to be information for the families now about how they can get their access.
To get started resetting a password, head to the JMC Family Portal. And it's worth mentioning again, this is also what a parent or family member would have to do the first time to set up their password initially. Step 1, click the Forgot Your Password link on the login page to open a pop-up window to begin resetting or setting for the first time your password. Step 2, enter your username and email address in the appropriate fields to begin resetting your account password. Helpful tip, not sure of your username? Click the Forgot Your Username link on the login page to retrieve it. Step 3, click the Reset My Password button to proceed, or select the Close button to return to the login page without making changes. Fun fact, a pop-up message will confirm that a password reset email has been sent to the address you provided. Step 4, click the Close button to go back to the JMC Family Portal login page. So again, this is what your families will see. So a family will receive an email like this. Step 5, check the email account you entered on the Forgot Password page for a message with instructions to reset your password. Look for the subject line, Your JMC Online Password Reset, to find it quickly. Step 6, click the Reset Password link in the email to open a browser window where you can create a new password. Step 7, enter your new password in both the New Password and Confirm New Password fields to complete the reset process. Step 8, click the Update Password button to save your new JMC Family password. Step 9, click the Return to Login link to go back to the JMC Family Portal and finish logging in. And we're really not going to take a live look at this, but Amy, because this involves things that your families need to know, do you have any suggestions for what schools might do in order to communicate this information with families?
I do. You know, we've had this conversation with setting up other things with families, and the JMC Help Center, and I don't know if you can you quick live look to the Help Center? Down there on our widget, you can go to the Help Center, and there's all these articles, of course. There's a huge collection of articles. What we would suggest you might do is just type in, family app, or, you know, something along those lines. There are going to be resources in our Help Center that you can share with your families. Kind of tells them some troubleshooting things. It's going to give them some information about, you see right there, there's a download and install the family app. If you click on that one, I think that one really even has visuals. It tells you if you're an Android or if you're an iPhone, so it gives some ideas there. So there are going to be resources in the Help Center that you can share with families that will get them up and running. So you don't have to create a document or create something yourself. We've done that for you.
That's just a great suggestion, because we know it can be difficult for communicating with those families, getting them through those steps in order to be able to access that family app. But boy, once they do, we know families like that ability to access all that information on their phones. So it seems like they prefer working on their phones more than they do working on their own computers. Well, that's going to wrap it up for our webinar about the JMC Family Portal and Family App. We thank you for choosing JMC, and Amy and I thank you for joining us for this webinar today.